Well, what did you? I know you look at the report and maybe look at him on film, but what did you like out of Woody? Just 25 pitches, but getting him out there against hitters.
Yeah, he was really good. Very positive. When I was talking with him during our inter squad, he felt really good about it. So the numbers were good. He threw a lot of strikes, didn't have big misses. So I think it's very, very encouraging. In fact, Wes Ray and a couple of our other hitters came up, and they're saying, "Hey, coach, he's really close to being, who we think he's going to be." So all of that's positive. But with any pitcher, while they're doing something, they're coming back from an injury. The day of is usually the best day, and then the next day you see how much soreness, and then 48 hours later how much soreness. But I really think he's in a good place, and certainly we're in contact with Dr. Linton, who's done a great job, and he's done such a wonderful job of communicating with us and with Brandon. So I think it's exciting.
How key is his mental outlook? We talked to him, and he just seems so positive and upbeat about where he's at, and just kind of seems a little bit better in his own skin now.
Well, I think there's a lot of peace in knowing, hey, here's this was the issue. We know what it was. We've isolated it. We've got great doctors. I've worked so hard in my rehab. He's rehabbing for 2 hours during our inter squad game, with weights behind home plate, and yeah, I think it's just so positive because he's such a talented kid, and I think he's really anxious for the Bulldog Nation to see Brandon Woodruff at his best. And I think that's a real possibility this spring.
I know it's early, but what do you like from Pirtle and Britton out there?
Well, Britton is a dynamic defender, and we've known that the whole time. But now, offensively, he's starting to make a jump too. He swung the bat really well today. If he can move the ball around as an offensive player and use his feet, use his speed, I think he's got a chance to be a great player. But defensively, I think he could be as good as any middle infielder out there because he's got so much arm strength, so much quickness. But now I think there's a level of confidence that comes with it as well. And, I think spending time, right beside an All-American shortstop from a year ago, I think that really helps you as well.
What do you like out of Zach Randolph in your catcher position overall? I thought he did some good things defensively and
Yeah.
some things you'd like to see.
Zach had a great day today. I thought he blocked it really well. I thought he communicated with our staff really well. I thought he had some solid at-bats. I was really pleased with Zach. I thought he had a great day. A lot of little things that, that don't really show up in a stat book, but certainly his leadership and his understanding of what we're trying to get done I thought he took a huge step forward today.
How valuable maybe is Jake to have with your three guys that you want, at catcher? He's talking to him after every half inning. It's almost
sure.
like a different language with catchers.
No question. I think Jake Wells does an amazing job with our catchers, and having a guy who really, that's one of his main focuses, certainly, along with hitting and some other things. I think Coach Wells has done a great job with our catchers. They do drill work every single day, and there's no question every one of those guys is getting better.
Fitz is stuck with the beard this off season. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think a lot about the beard stuff, but I'll tell you what, if every kid in this country who works as hard as Trevor Fitz in school, in athletics, his life off the field, I would be heavily for it. If every bearded kid in this country, would be the kind of kid he is. So he, it's something he feels like gives him an advantage.
Do you think he kind of inspired the Red Sox to do their thing?
No, I don't think that. I think it's vice versa. I think, there's probably some big leaguers that inspired him. In fact, he used big leaguers as an example in his now infamous PowerPoint, but he is throwing the baseball very well, and it's good to have him out there. He was dealing with a little bit of a hamstring issue.
I hate to keep asking you about him, but I thought Joey had a good day today, especially
Joey Snarski,
and he shows his arm out in right field.
Yeah, Joey's going to be a great player. There's no doubt about it. He has so many different skills. He's just one of the youngest guys out there, and I think, Robbie went through a very similar thing a year ago. He spent most of his freshman year as a 17-year-old in our program, so he's playing against some guys that are 5 years older than he is. So I think Joey's going to be a really good player. I think he's going to be able to defend, run, really he has such a great hitting mind. I think he really understands the game at a high level. So Yeah, I think he's going to be a good player.
Plus warm-ups.
You limit it to fastball and change, pretty much?
It was just fastball change. I didn't want to throw any sliders. I've been working on them, but I didn't want to do it just right off the bat. I mean, it's a field pitch, so I'll always have it, and I just didn't want to work it in today.
How did it feel coming off your hand today?
It felt good. Kind of got a gun the other day during my bullpen, and today I wanted it on there, but this felt loose. This felt like it was coming out really good. So.
How's recovery now? I heard you talking yesterday. That's when it starts showing up the second day.
Yeah, usually it gets a little stiff on the second day, but other than that, no. I mean, like last year, I couldn't do much. It was tough, but now I can bounce back pretty quick now.
You feel like you had your command?
Yeah. The early going, I felt like I had it pretty good, and then it was a little spotty towards the middle. But then to finish up, I felt like it was pretty good.
Reports are you were working 91 to 93 consistently.
Yeah.
Did it feel like you were doing that effortlessly without of your hand?
Yeah, I feel like there's more in the tank for sure. I just got to get my arm conditioned more. I mean, it's still early. That's only 25 pitches, so I mean, I need to be able to do that for 100 pitches. So there's still a lot to work on, and I still got a lot to get better.
What was the objective today? Just what were you trying to get out of today?
Today, I was just trying to work down in the zone and just pound the zone. I didn't want to come out. This is first day. He gets to throw, and he can't throw a strike. But that's one thing during throwing rehab. That's one thing we really stressed was throwing strikes and hitting spots. So I just wanted to come out and throw a lot of strikes today.
What's your schedule for the rest of the fall?
I
mean, ideally, if everything goes well.
Ideally, I would for sure like to be able to throw a couple outings before the fall ends. I don't know when that'll be, but yeah, for sure get in a couple games, like live games, and then be ready to go for spring.
The fact they held this up a week probably gives you advantage too.
Oh yeah, that was good. The fact they pushed it back a week, so it just gave me an extra week to get ready. So that was really good.
Who caught you today?
Zach Randolph did.
How do you feel with him? How do you feel with the guys behind the plate?
I like all of them. I mean, it doesn't. Whoever's in, that's good. But I mean, I like everybody. It doesn't really mind.
What have you seen out of Zach? I mean, obviously that catcher position's a big deal. Trying to figure out who that's going to be.
Yeah, he. I mean, obviously he's been in the system for a year, so he knows what's going on. But he does a really good job of calling games. Me and him was on the same page today as far as pitches, and he blocks the ball really well. So.
When's the next time you're supposed to throw?
I think we're supposed to talk about that maybe tomorrow and try to get that figured out. So probably soon though.